Everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Monster Train, where I appreciate your support. It's, a long-running series with a lot of momentum, still learning a lot every day, and as always, my plan to constantly get this 10 a.m. time slot recycled all the time. New game, old classic. Revisiting a favorite we had from years ago has fallen by the wayside because something very good came out and captured me, mind, body, and soul. Well, at least mind and soul. So we are doing random. It's a buff, debuff, purger, covenant rank 12, Stygian and melting. So we got the ability to extend burnout. We got crypt builder, which I love, and then urchin spines I don't really love, but could start to work me over towards the spell weakness archetype. One thing, ooh, these are both very good. I think this is better because we have melting units, but it's close, brother. It's close. One thing that's dawned on me, by the way, is, and this is obvious, but we don't necessarily have to just go in one direction with our champion. For example, strike, apply frostbite 10 is really, really good. Is really good. If we can keep this unit alive, but it dies to sweep, it dies to spikes. There's very few ways, pardon me, to get around it. What I would love to see is a mix and match. Apply frostbite 10, but then get sweep or something like that. So for now, I'm gonna go with the one that makes damage spells cheaper. And kind of my early game plan, we can make this happen. My early game plan here, very simply, is to get like an incant unit and then make your incant unit get out of control. 60 damage to the front enemy unit. We're just trying to keep ourselves alive here. I think we can do it. So you get this out. Oh no, we can absolutely do it. You play your crypt builder, then you play this for free, and then you still put a train steward down in front, I think. That's a really good start. Now this floor is just a complete disaster right now. The question is, how do we want to set this up? So there's 3 hits of damage, all of which will kill us. And there's no way to get around that, I think. At all. Even a train... you know what? A train steward up in front will eat a hit here. Which actually allows us to live long enough for our champion to survive, which is worth a decent amount for us. And then we'll put you up here so at least you can get... another kill, and then we'll play that because it's free. I don't know, dude. We do have more burnout units coming. I was like, I don't know, maybe we want to... No, we don't want to give this guy 6 burnout, because he's just going to get destroyed 2 seconds later. I don't necessarily think that's a great use of your time. So, I mean, we're learning a lot right here. I do like that, because now we can at least kill them in 1 pyre shot, but it's a little spicy, I will admit. Burnout units down at the bottom here doesn't interest me very much. But I think we can do like 1 burnout unit, and then we have a space for a train steward and another burnout unit next turn. We might as well put this on you, and then I'm like, well, if I play you up there, you die. We might as well put you up there. You're not going to live long enough to make this happen, but you'll die and give us some gold at least. So for me, I am thinking, like, how do we want to do this? You're taking no damage. Would I rather go hard on you? Yes. I would rather let our pyre take a hit. Even though we could stop you, the question would then become, what would we draw next turn, and could we even afford to play it? And I think the answer is, I don't know. So, Crypt Builder is huge here, because then we can get this out there for free, and all of a sudden, life's looking a little bit better. You're taking 34, you're taking 52, you're almost dead. A single Crypt Builder will kill you. So we learned a lot about this run already. We need targeted damage so we can hit the back line without having to use Crypt Builder, because this is, right now, is not in a great spot. But we are at 190 gold is not bad. This is not targeted damage. It doesn't mean it's bad. But it's not targeted damage. I do like both Helical Crystals and Titan's Gratitude. I think we can go Helical Crystals because we'll play it on our champion floor most frequently. And, I mean, to be honest, I really do like the Bounty Stalker. If we could get it to work properly, especially, I would be very happy. So Paraffin Enforcer can work nicely on like a rage floor. Cold Celia is pretty good too, at least on like relentless levels and when we have a tank in front. And then Harvest, I'm like, or Wickless Tycoon. I mean, it's a great opportunity for a gold synergy, don't get me wrong. I think maybe we still do that early, and then hopefully... Well, really what tends to happen is we either remove it from our deck, which admittedly I don't think, now that I think about it, has ever really happened. Or we just stop playing it as the game goes on. Let's see what we get for Stygian unit. Incant applies Sap 1. I like both of these. Sap 1, though, is disgusting. Like unbelievably good. So, Bounty Stalker. Keep in mind, we want Bounty Stalker to die as much as possible. So this is actually like a huge win for us right now. And in terms of, like, sure, Lodestone Totem, it's tough. Because this makes you tankier, which is nice. But on the other hand, this allows you to live through a sweep, which I think might be a little bit more valuable. And the Frozen Lances, I do respect. Hallowed Drippings are kind of irrelevant to us right now, but it does allow us to keep our drafts and dregs, I don't know which one we have right now, alive a little bit longer. But I don't really feel good about removing a Steward early. I disagree. I feel okay about removing a Steward. Just so that we can get it out before we hit... Like, if we get it out now, we can get out other cards later. But I want to tell you with 100% honesty, I do respect the value of those trained stewards now more than I ever have in my entire life. Just not this time. Alright, so here, we're getting a kill, which is beautiful. We just have to be careful about where we summon our other unit, because it'll take 3 damage, which admittedly is not that much. But I think we actually like this floor quite a lot. And then when you die, we're not going to be able to put our lodestone here, which now that I think about it is pretty stupid of me. But also just an indicator that capacity is really important early on here. So we really do want to put the lodestone up, but if we can't, we can't. So let's get a train steward going up here. We can't bring our units back from the dead. I feel like you kind of like don't play lodestone, as busted as it sounds. Because, I mean, I guess we could get away with it. The reason, by the way, I'm not playing all of my burnout units is because we have no way to bring them back from the dead right now, which is spicy. It's a spicy time. Personally, I think I look at this as just like, you know, now we're out in front here. And we really can't play anything else. So let's see how this goes. I don't know. Our Bounty Stalker didn't die, which is actually terrible news. But we can bring him back next time and get some good stuff out of it. Okay, so like, this turn pretty much plays itself. I'm happy with the amount of damage we were able to do there, believe it or not. And I think a second Train Steward up here does something for us. The Dreg will burn out before it's relevant. Why do I think I can bring it back? Now that I think about it, I'm like, why do I think just by default I can bring the Bounty Hunter back? It doesn't make any sense. It does not get brought back by default just because you want it to get brought back by default. So we need to get a reform card, which makes a lot of sense. I'm okay with it because we're still, you know, we still made it out of this. But now at least, I'm glad we learned in a way that was not destructive. Draw 1, discard 1 is really nice for your crypt builders. I've come around to this one. I think Ice Tornado can also be really good, but Offering Token is also an incant, which is beautiful. We really need to be able to bring a unit back. Without being able to bring a unit back, I don't even want, like, Entombed Explosive. I think this is, like, a weird skip for now. How the heck are we going to bring a unit back? We don't have any bring back cards. We could get a second, and don't get me wrong, I think a second Bounty Stalker is really good. But is it as good as maybe getting a unit? It's as good as getting one of these units, I'll tell you that much. You're gonna be like, why are you skipping? Why are you skipping? And you're right, we need to take something. Just because it doesn't fit perfectly doesn't mean it's not what we want. Now, I gotta think about this one. Because, like, I think you want offering token, and at least it's a free incant. But it does clog up our hand. Full stop. And, you know, helical crystals does really well with a little bit of extra magical power. But we also might prefer... Honestly, I like to make that cheaper, because we're going to be hitting the offering on Crypt Builder, like, constantly. And then... I feel like we could... We can't really do better. Let's just give it 35, and then we'll save 55 gold. And let's see what's going on in our consumed caverns here. I'm a little torn. I know what you're thinking. What if you copied the offering token 5 times? We don't want it. What if you copied it once? We might want it. We might want that. I definitely think we want to copy a card. And I think if you're gonna copy a card, the offering token does make the most sense. I do wonder, though, right now, if we have the ability to kill this boss. We don't have a lot of direct, targeted, like, backline damage. We don't have great means to keep our tanks alive. And we can't bring our bounty stalker back from the dead. So, I hope you'll forgive me on this one, but I think this one looks a little bit like that, and, this... You're at 20, you're at 15. I think we're gonna put our stalker up here. Now, I do want to summon you, but the problem is I'd rather summon you at the bottom. If I summon you at the bottom, you're gonna get killed. I could summon you at the top to get ready for some Relentless, but we're not getting much value out of your actual ability then. But if I summon you here, we can't get a lodestone going, but maybe that's okay. We could set up a top floor. Okay. Oh, well, let's... It really depends on what comes out next turn from our draw. Thank God he didn't put it on this floor. That's all I'm going to say. So not having lodestone stinks. But, we don't want to sap... Well, I mean, we could sap you, actually, with the lodestone down here, and then make you weaker by the time you move up a floor. It's a very interesting play. Is a very... We're still going to take 10... Just 10, right? Oh, actually, you're going to take 20. So you probably want to put, like, a dreg in front. But for now, this is actually still pretty good. We'll dump a dreg. So you're taking 22 damage, which is not good. You're still taking 10 damage? That makes perfect sense. Alright, I don't know about this one. All I'll say is that the sap doesn't just apply on that floor. It also applies on the floor above. So we're getting good stuff out of that. You're going to do 0 damage. So it really doesn't bother me in the least. And you guys are not doing great up here, but let's not get too concerned about that just yet. So you're going to dump... No, excuse me. You're going to dump this. Great work. And now you're sapped, which is wonderful news. And then up here, we're still going to play this... And, oh, if only this could kill you, but it won't. It did, because you had spell weakness. I'm a fool. Now you'll live and we'll get some extra money. Dude, I don't know. We got no burnout units on this floor, so I'm like, just sap this fool. I don't know, man. I don't know where I am on this run. It's dangerous. So there is a... There is a hasted unit here, which is very spicy indeed. You guys are doing fine up here because you're sapped to oblivion, so I think we can actually just get away with doing this. And then doing probably this. I mean, you don't do any damage, even if you make it there, so I don't really see a good reason to slow you down, you know what I mean? Like, the sap is gonna make you guys pretty much useless anyway. Maybe not literally useless, but pretty close. Dude, this lodestone is the strongest creature in video game history. Full stop. So we love that. You're already sapped as well, which is beautiful. Now you are going to explode twice, so again, we're just going to try to keep our lodestone alive as long as possible. Okay, you hit it for 4. Big freaking whoop. This is pretty much what we want. And we're doing 45 damage. Not great. However, now we're doing 116, and the saps are still coming out. We're only doing 131, but it's better than it looked. It is better than it looked mere moments ago. Alright, now this floor I got no idea. I was going to say 10 even seems a little generous, quite frankly. Do we have a crypt builder left? We have 2 crypt builders left, so we're going to take a little bit of a lark on this one. Got a little lucky for sure. Not going to deny the luckiness. I'm pretty sure we still just lost, because that's about as good as it gets for us. But you know what? We learned a valuable lesson about the Stygian champion being garbage. And that's a cheap lesson to learn. No, I'm not going to say the Stygian champion is garbage. I do think the Stygian champion is the worst by default, but it's hard to compete. You know, it's hard to compete when you're dealing with a 60-60 burnout unit. Let's try this again. Don't give me Stygian. It's Stygian. Okay, so it's spell consume and awoken. It's got an awoken kicker. First time each turn, a friendly unit is healed. Draw 1. I mean, dude, that is really good. Every healing card essentially has draw 1 attached to it, but Lightstone Casing may also be like amongst the best relics in the game. But I don't think I've done Sap Tap. Let's give it a shot. So we got the exact same options. I mean, this time I think we've learned a valuable lesson. Frostbite is a little bit more potent early, and if you're not going to have strong units, which we can't guarantee, we should probably accept that. But I accept my own role in that previous loss, as unfortunate as it may or may not be. So we basically let you guys... Well, I mean, we could try to put up a stand on the top floor. An enemy stand, NL? Don't talk to me. We're gonna try this. You're dazed! That's alright. We needed to stop them somewhere. The top floor seems as good as any because they're gonna lose all the rage by the time they get up there. And we're just gonna say, I wish I could get you, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we got too much control over that. There you go. And then you... I'm not gonna summon you just to die, so why don't you just wait your turn. And then we got a brief respite, but it is far from over. Probably... So, like, we'd like to kill all the units. I'd say that's a gimme. If we're gonna do that... these guys do so little damage, though. I think you do best with, like, a Frozen Lance. They're all dead. It's 1 HP, who cares? We definitely do want, like, a Mollusk Mage, maybe to get some of our high damage spells next turn, of which there are none. Then I think, why not... Do we really want to draw? I think we do want to draw. I think we want to draw our regen. We drew with the Train Steward, unfortunately, but we want to get through the deck faster so we can get back to, like, Helical Crystals, which will do quite a good amount of damage to our boss and the enemies in front. So we didn't get Helical Crystals, which is pretty much expected. We can at least kill the unit up at the front, but we could also heal you and see what we got on the regen, and the regen didn't do enough for us. So at least we're killing the front unit. And now it is all about, because we got nothing on this floor. We got to think about this, because I think it's best to make sure you guys live so that we can put more Frostbite down. And now you will both live for 1 turn. Now, Train Steward does 5 damage. A Frozen Lance does 6, so... You do send that out there. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you might be skeptical, but I really think that this did, it did enough. It clearly did enough. Okay, so I feel better about the way we handled that one. I mean, you know what I'm going to take. Why belabor the point? We're going to be taking Titan's Tooth and trying to find a way to make it work. Sting really does get better the more of them we have, I think. Glimmer is really nice because, I mean, people laugh because I like overrate Glimmer. And that's probably true. But at the same time, this is heal 2, deal 2 damage AoE, and also draw 1. So I think for now, we're going to take that Glimmer over the Sting. And we have the opportunity, if we're going to duplicate something, we're going to duplicate Sting. I do think we want a Stygian unit and unit upgrades as quickly as possible. And it's all good. Like, this is what we wanted last time, but here I think we do much better with a Titan Sentry that applies Frostbite, which is really AoE in its own right, to be honest. And we'll give it spikes. And then plus 25 HP. I really think your Mollusk Mage living is worth a lot. And then quickness is not worth much right now. That's not to say it wouldn't be later. And the reroll is, like, not great here. So I actually feel like maybe you save the gold. And that's going to be a controversial decision. But I really want quickness on a unit with low HP. And we don't really have that right now. We don't have, like, a low HP unit that does good damage. Like, we're talking about a 30 attack, 4 power unit. We're not talking about, like, oh, Mollusk Mage could do 7 damage. It's a 726 right now. So we love this. You're doing so well up here. And then we got an ultimate Frostbite floor, which is a beautiful thing. Oh, they get plus 4? Who cares? Like actually, who cares? The answer is nobody. Nobody cares. We're going to summon you up here so you can hopefully, you know, get ready. And I was going to say maybe even they would put this up there, which would be nice. So we do have a Titan's Tooth, but I think it's more, well, more important is a bit of a stretch. Keeping you alive longer, though, so this would protect us from 5 damage. This, it's tight. It's admittedly a little tight. We could kill you. I think we do good with the restore, though, quite frankly. And I honestly think you just go straight into that after this. And the creature should die to Frostbite on the next floor, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, so we do still like that. Might as well use this. And then with 2 energy remaining, I think you definitely just set up another Train Steward situation. This feels pretty good. The Frostbite, this guy is such a good, like, he just wrecks AoE, dude. So I think you do put a Mollusk Mage at the back. All of a sudden, you're taking 71. All of a sudden, you're taking 80. And you do 6 damage with Sweep. It's really bad for our champion, but there's not much you can do about that. So we can't really put, like, a tank up in front of you or anything. But 6 damage out of 35... I think you live for 1 more turn if I do this. Which might not seem like... dude, we do so much better putting the Frozen Lance on you. Alright. I mean, 7 Frostbite when you have 84 HP is already pretty good for us. And then I can hit you for 50, which means you're dead, dude. Alright. That went very well. We clearly need more units. And we want it. I still think more Stings is really good. Restoration Detonation is good. I don't know if we have a tank that can suck up enough HP to make this as worthwhile as maybe Sting would be for now. Yeah. It's all good, dude. I mean, the Siren of the Sea did some amazing work for us. Even though we lost, it was a very confident run until the loss. And I don't know, sometimes I'm like, it's hard to avoid the loss, brother. Now, I really do want to make Offering Token holdover, but it's hard to say no to a free relic. And the free Sting card every turn, which is a free Incant every turn. I don't underrate Pyre damage. Well, maybe I do, that's not for me to choose, but... I respect Pyre damage, I'm not thinking it's useless. Oh, it's Dante, brother! We got a real chance now. So what's my objectives? We want to make our Animus stronger. We want to wait for Dante, and then Dante, we just want it. Everything on Dante. Plus 10 damage, plus 10 damage, plus 25 HP, everything. Sorry, I normally can't snap very well, so that was a nice moment for me. We're going to fight you on the bottom floor here. Yeah, I was just making sure you didn't explode on death. So you're still going to hit for 10, which is stinky, but... The question for me is just, is this a little bit too much damage on the first floor and too little HP? And I think the answer is definitely no. I think it's definitely no. So we're going to glimmer this floor. Without a doubt. The only question is whether or not we're going to play a siren. No. We're going to siren the top, maybe. It's not the ideal place for them, but it's where we happen to draw them, so... Unless... You know what? I think I'm wrong. I think we play siren, and then sting you, and we get the incant, which is a lot better. And then, I don't really see a reason to take pyre damage here, unless you just wanted to get, like, a super incant, but... I don't think that's necessary just yet. Alright, so that's very dangerous. I think you're for sure going to want to play helical crystals. We're still taking 22. I think we accept the pyre damage here in that case. And we get the restore popping. And this is okay. Like, why use it there? Because it doesn't do anything down there. At least we might as well get a 1-1 out of it. I guess the real question is maybe we would have rather played something else. I don't know if there was anything else to play, but you may be correct. So this time, you guys are going to die, which is very helpful. I think we need... And this question comes up a lot. Do you play the train steward in front or behind? Because we're really dealing with a unit that has more damage and more HP. I feel like this unit being behind and letting the train steward tank a hit is worth something. And then we'll put the mollusk mage there for helical crystals plays in the future. Sadly, our bottom floor is going to be a complete disaster now. Because we just don't have any tank. There's no tankiness. So we got to think about how we want to do this. Now, we got so many stings that I think you're definitely going to glimmer here. Because you can always sting one floor up. And then, we have a Titan's Tooth, presumably. We might as well offering token on this floor. We didn't get what we wanted, but that's totally fine. We did get the incant trigger nonetheless. We know we're going to want to do that, so don't even bother. You're not dying, but you will die before you get to the next floor if you get hit once. So let's make that happen. And you're still living, which is sick. Let's get this out here. It's a tough choice. I think we're just going to go for 2 incant triggers. Because I don't really want to put a train steward on the top floor, and then if he's not on his final wave, we run into a serious problem, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, he puts an explosive up there, and now I have to waste a spell to get it, but... I'm torn. Let's put it that way. So you got 20 HP, so we will do this then. So you're taking 20. I think you just eat the pyre damage, probably. You do 9 damage. There's no keeping you alive there. So, you do 9 damage? Okay, in that case, I actually think it makes the most sense to do a restore on our siren. That way our siren, with a couple more incants, can live through a couple turns here. Which I think is very critical. But sadly, I do think your next play is probably Titan's Tooth. And this has got me mighty concerned about our 3rd floor. Are we going down again? Well, no spells, or sorry, no creatures makes this a little bit of a bummer. We might luck out. Let's go, boys. We lived. Easy. Simple. This is even a child could understand how to do it. I mean, Deep Offering is really good to hit the Titan's Tooth for free, but you also have to make sure you have 2 energy and you play it at the end, right? I think Cycle of Life is good if you can make it cheaper, but I don't know if we possess that capability right now necessarily. I think we're kind of torn up on that one. This is a weird one for me. I mean, I think we can go Harness the Titan. It's an incant and it makes our stings better. And then, really, the double incant is so good. The double incant is so good. We gotta try that double incant floor. Now, I don't know if we need capacity so much as we need energy, honestly. So we have 5 capacity per floor. Yeah, well, 6 does allow us to play another Train Steward, but I feel like the energy is maybe a little bit more useful, and that's a weird one, because I usually do take capacity first. And so we want Dante to get stronger in the future. We could use the Pyre health, to be honest, but we also... I think the first step is probably, I would say, see what you get here. That's actually pretty nice. We're not using our upper floor for anything right now. The multi-strike is extremely good. And then we really, in my opinion, just let me work with this one for a second, okay? So you having insane multi-strike is awesome. And then plus 25 HP works really nicely on the Titan Sentry, I think, who can now live a lot longer. This one I think we randomize, because we really want... It's super unfortunate. We really want plus 10 to put on the multi-strike unit. Can't gain armor 1. I mean, it works really well on the guard if we're going to keep them up there. But I don't know if it works really well. It works pretty well. If you hear me out here, I'm like, dude, for endless, why not just make your Vine Mother endless? And then just throw it out there. Why not, you know? If it dies, it comes back with Sting. Mollusk Mage is admittedly pretty similar, I guess. We don't want to put it on any unit that requires buffing, because they're going to lose the buffs when they die. But I don't know, I feel like Vine Mother taking a couple of hits and giving us some stings is like, maybe worth it. At the very least, we're getting funky with it. So I think, sure, let's have you scale a little faster. And we are gonna start cutting the Train Stewards, because the regens are basically like a draw card for us on top of the normal stuff. But I really, really wanted more damage on our multi-strike unit, but we can still get it. Okay, so now, I'm like, this is where I'm starting to think about, maybe we mix it, you know? 20 Frostbite, great. But what about 10 Frostbite to all units that also applies spell weakness, and you get some HP? So we're mixing and matching, we're trying new things to make it work with the Stygian Guard. Spikes 4 is non-tenable. We cannot do it. You don't even have to think about it, in my opinion. Alright, so we do have a tank, but it's not like a real tank. We could set up our champion on the second floor, if you're not afraid. And then on the first floor, you're taking 12 damage. You would pretty much die right from the get. In fact, you would just literally die right from the get. Because I can't cast 3 spells. That sucks. So, I guess we're just going to let you live for a floor. And we're going to set it up like this, okay? We're going to put Siren up here. We're still going to double Sting. I really don't know where you're gonna exist. You're gonna hate this. I think we hold the Titan's Bane. Well, we could put the Titan's Bane up at the top. It really doesn't do well there, but we might not get back around to it. The other thing I'm thinking is, you know what, maybe you put the Titan's Bane here, you hope to draw the tank. I think you have to play it. That's the sad part. So we're hoping for a real tank. We got one. It isn't the tank we wanted, but I still think you have to play it just to stay in front here. So this is not how we drew this up, it's fair to say. And we can't really incant up here because this guy gets 10 armor per incant, which is terrible news. But now the question is, do we want to play something down here? Like, we want the Mollusk Mage somewhere. Maybe we prefer to start here. Oh, but you get the incant trigger. At least we're thinking about the incant trigger for the first time in Earth's history. Alright, so this... Basically, we're putting the Train Steward out there just to get killed. And at least we got some good damage out there with the spells. But this is not ideal. Obviously. So you're taking 15. It would be nicer if you just died. You got no incant triggers, so this is kind of where you're like, okay, Harness gives everything plus 5 power. Is it worth it? Whether or not it's worth it, it's like, it's worth giving it a shot, I think. You're going to be like, that doesn't make any sense. You're going to be exactly correct, just for the record. So I think this is our incant synergy right here. I think the problem is we do want to play Helical Crystals. So then you go, okay, would you rather take Pyre damage or would you rather get like a Vine Mother out there? And I think for sure we like this, don't get me wrong. And then the Glimmer is draw, and it also kills you before you can do 7 damage. But this is a tank that also provides us with a really high damage spell, especially with Mollusk Mage here. So I think we like it a little bit more, but I'll admit it's a little spicy as well. And we don't really care if you die. You exist to soak. You have Incant, on the other hand, which freaking blows, dude. So I think we're going to try to get you. I don't know if we're going to get you. Because this does 13, this does 12, this does 12. So we're working you down very slightly, and we're getting more armor in the process no matter what. You're taking 12, we're not going to get you. Okay, but you're living, which is worth something to me. And I think we should probably try to keep you going, although that's going to make you even stronger. But on the next floor, you're not going to really accomplish too much. But this is an incant that would give you more power as well. You know what, I think we... Yeah, I think we start working on you here. This is a weird one. We didn't draw things in the order we would have liked. But we're still going. So these guys are not both dead. You have spell weakness 1. Okay, I thought you had frostbite. Or I thought you had frostbite 1, spell weakness 12, which would have admittedly been sick. This is a weird one. I don't think we really want to incant on this floor, which means we might want to incant on that floor, but on the other hand, like if I could at least get you to die in 2 hits, and you're, well, yeah, you're dying in 24, you're dying in 1 hit. So we like that. We like that a lot. So let's restore you. And then, dude, honestly, I mean, you're taking 18. I think it's better to slow you down. Yeah. And we got an incant trigger out of it as well. I don't know, dude. Do we want you to have more armor, or would we rather hit you for 15 that does nothing for us? It's a very weird play, but you getting 12 more armor has got to be worth more, like, by definition. And then there's only one place for this train steward to go. We might as well put it in here, and I think we protect the Mollusk Mage. It's weird, but we're doing it. And you're taking 24, which is truly trash. So I think we love this because we have a lot of 0-cost spells. And we get an incant right off the bat. Now you're taking 36. Man, having the ability... This guy's gonna crush the units at the back. Unfortunately, he's a little stinky right now. So I don't think we worry about trying to keep you alive, honestly. I think instead, we go hard on the super incants up here. We're gonna accept the 6 pyre damage. At this point, that's not likely to be what makes the difference, I think. Because this guy living, he only has to live for 1 turn for the frostbite to destroy, which is exactly what just happened. So, look, I'm just gonna own up to this. We're gonna play every spell because I feel like this one tried to screw us, and I'm very thankful that we got through it. Alright, this would be an amazing time to get Dante. I mean, Ice Storm crushes. I mean, we need the damage no matter what. Even if it only does 1, it can kill those support units maybe. But it crushes with Mollusk Mage. And I think the extra HP is actually something that could prove useful for our tanks. Can't stop now. We got him. +2 magic power for every card in the deck. Now we want to see unit and pyre health on the same side of the track. They're on the opposite side of the track, but we have to upgrade Dante first, I think. You have to give Dante all the juice. I don't think we want 2 incant plus armors. Just give me a second here, because this is... What's our relic? When you play your 3rd spell of the turn, all cards gain +1 magic power for the rest of the battle. We play a lot of spells. I have no idea how useful this is going to be, but our frozen lances are pretty bad. Probably, you know, at this point I think we could cut one more train steward too, but... Alright, I mean, with 75 gold we kind of want to spend, but we want to make sure it's going to a useful unit. I think giving the guard more HP, his only goal is to soak up damage. So like I can live with it. Really, we'd prefer if the siren got stronger faster instead of just, well, I don't know. This does make you pretty well balanced. Now the real question is whether we're going to be able to live long enough with our low pyre health. No, thank you. If we're going to be able to live long enough with our low pyre health to get our pyre health back up and then win. Why didn't you think of that? So generally speaking, how do we like these floors? You can either set up guards at the top or guards at the bottom. We like the incants. I really think we like guards at the in the middle, I should say, not at the top. But I think for now, because we have access, you do 2 damage on. No, you give +2 to all friendly units. Okay. We're going to set it up like this. I'm not worried about not being able to play this Animus. It kind of stinks. All we want to do is make sure in our next 2 turns we get the Frostbite tank. We just bought ourselves some time. And we did get the Frostbite tank, and we also got Dante. So the Frostbite tank is going to come down here. Dante is too big to play almost anywhere. However, if we really think about it, would we rather have the incant unit to get super incants, or would we rather have Dante on the bottom floor with a nice big body in front of him? I'd rather have Dante on the bottom floor with a nice big body in front of him. Full stop. And then, I know. Trust me, I understand. There you go. We got over the local maximum. Do you have an... No, you don't have an incant. We might as well get the regen going. That hurts, but... it is what it is. We really got to be careful about those. Alright, so we do have Vine Mother. Vine Mother is, you just pretty much toss it on the upper floor. So do you have an incant? You don't. Okay, I see how we're doing this then. So we really want as many incants as possible. Everybody is aware of that at this point. You are taking 14, so let's make you not do that instead. You're all dying. You're taking 8 damage. I think I'd rather have the stings, honestly. And then, if we hit you with a spell, we gotta think about this, because you're doing 8. If I hit you with a spell, all of a sudden you're doing 12, but I do get 4 armor. Nah, I mean... doesn't seem to matter, but... it's the principle of the thing. So the next question would be, what goes here? I think you could get away with the Siren there. Or a Mollusk Mage, but then you don't have anything else to go there. The real problem here is full stop. Do we really want to tank these units up? I think we do. I think we don't mind, at least. Let's put it that way. We don't have enough direct damage for it to matter, I think. Now, we love to see that. And we're still just getting, like, heavy incants going here. You're both dying, which is beautiful. I think you can get away with putting a Siren up here now. And you guys are doing just fine as is. But I think I'd still rather you have more armor to protect Dante than just get a +1/+1 on the Siren, which I don't think is worth very much. So hold on. On your 3rd spell, everything gets +1 magic power forever. That's hilarious. We love this. We'll play that. We don't love it. Notice I didn't say that. There's our third spell. We can't get another one this turn. That would be sick, though. I guess in a way, we kind of do like the Train Steward being up there, and then get as much armor as possible. You have Sweep. Sweep is bad, but we're doing pretty well to begin with. So you're always going to start with the Offering Token. And you made my decision quite simple. So I think you just go heavy on these, dude. Some of them do different amounts of damage. Yeah, I said doo-doo. Get over it, sweetheart. So you're taking 436. You're taking 445. This is all because of our armor changes here. Restore 38 health sadly doesn't do anything for us because you're already doing great. You're taking 450. This is not even our strongest Dante. You can't handle my strongest Dante. And we can't play Animus anywhere, so Capacity's probably our next play. Oh, dude! So it will give you 2 damage? I don't care. I should have cared. It saved you 100 HP, dude. I was like 2 damage versus 2 damage. Oh, because it's 2 damage on the sweep. Because it's 2 damage on their sweep, which is way better. Anyway, you should really be, hopefully by the end of this, suffering quite drastically. No matter what, you're going to have a heavy frostbite when you leave here. And that's worth something to me. I think we'd rather hit you for 40 than just get a little heal going. Could have Mollusk Mage, but I'm pretty sure you're going to have like maybe 20 frostbite on you. Maybe 10. That's still, you only need to do 40 damage. Alright, so not perfect. But not terrible, maybe. I don't think we need it. I think our deck is too fat with stuff we like already. We don't really have a great spike synergy going here. We'd still love to upgrade units. We don't have the option. So we'll... This is a really tricky one. You gotta... It's either like spells or caverns is how I would look at this. And I think we really want both. But we can't do that, so... leave for a second here. We do want to buy something, because otherwise, when we die, we'll be like, ah, why didn't I buy anything, you know? So our Frozen Lances are straight garbage for us right now. Any other spell would be better, damage-wise, than them, in all likelihood. You're like, what about Mollusk Mage? Well, yeah, but Mollusk Mage makes every spell better. Not just the trash ones. I really like Harness the Titan being a free and can't trigger that gives us some extra damage. The double stack, sadly, is useless. Frostbite 20 doesn't appeal to me enough. Not enough. Now, let's make our other Frozen Lance consume. Might as well get something out of that. And then Permafrost. Dude. So being able to hold Titan's Tooth, I guess, until you get an offering token is okay. I don't think it's that good, though. But we took it anyway. And then, of course, your helical crystals do get quite a lot better. And then if we could maybe make them a little cheaper. I think we'll probably die here, but I think we put up a good fight. We just should have compromised and taken some pyre health at some point. But if we get a decent to amazing draw, a decent to perfect draw, I think we could be okay. I don't think this is one where you should turn off the video quite yet, and I'm not just saying that because watch time is an important metric. So Sweep Frostbite is very nice, but we do need to find a way to survive, I don't know, like 1,000 damage. We do have a great guard floor, dude. I don't know, maybe you just... 40, hold on. Maybe you go heavy on the guard floor? 40, you're doing 25 plus 12. We'll get a little heal and we'll kill you. I think you set up your guard floor at the bottom. And this is really it's the perfect floor. Yeah, because we got good spells and the incant, obviously, is incredible. Now, the real question is, where do you play your Titan's Bane? No matter what floor you put it on, there's a very realistic chance it just gets bodied by Rage if you don't draw a tank. So let's put it on the second floor to at least get some damage out. Because if we put it on the top floor, it would be dazed. Go up 2 floors. Go up 2 floors. He went up 2 floors. And we drew a tank. Now that's good stuff. Okay. So you definitely start here. And we're getting just disgusting incants, brother. And we love this. No matter what. I don't care. You do have an incant trigger, but we needed you to die. I would love to kill the unit at the back. It's not possible. So instead, we do that. You still kind of suck. No offense. So I think we want this on you. The extra incant is just gravy. Don't get me wrong, the Animus will help, but I think that's our play. And it's endless, so it taking the hits is not terrible. We do need to find a way to stop any and all pyre damage from coming out. That's a real issue. You hitting our pyre twice will not kill us, but it will leave us heavily battered. I think in the future you're going to need a Dante up at the top. You don't have an incant. That's a beautiful thing. Okay. So I think we're going to need the Dante up here. Just to make sure that nobody else makes it past. If I could get it so you only hit our pyre once, I'd be pretty okay with that. Or 0 times, don't get me wrong, is definitely a lot better. And you're doing fine up here. It would be nice to hit you a little harder, but we don't have to. We might be better off playing our free spells down here, where they're going to do a little bit more for us. Sadly, I do think you got to get both of these out here. It doesn't really matter if you live. And that's good, because the pyre, or the restores won't make you live anyway. They don't do quite enough. You're taking 37, which is a lot. But on the other hand, does... Oh, you know what? 12? Yeah, 12 kind of changes that. Fair enough. And I don't like the incant, but it is what it is. Alright. So we need to get behind this unit here. You're taking 54, which is not quite enough. It's close. I think for sure we still like the Vine Mother up there. Alright, it does enough. You guys are both dying. You are taking some damage. But you are both dying. You're taking 24, which is horrible. But we can't really do... we can do enough damage to stop you. Alright, that's a big change. And then if I could stop you from hitting me for 4, I mean, I'd be happy with it. Don't get me wrong. And we'll play this to keep our pyre going strong. And everything's looking fairly good. Though that... Okay, you're doing exactly enough damage to kill me, which is a real kick in the teeth. But we got great setups, I would even say. Better than good. So this is a good glimmer. The health is worth a ton. You are going to have 10 frostbite when you leave here. And you're going to get crushed on the next floor, so there's no reason for us to worry about you. This is really just to get as many incants as possible. Really? Well, I know there's one way to make you die. Yeah, we'll get the +1/+1. And then the Animus has got to go somewhere. Well, it can only go here, so let's do that. And then the Train Steward can't fit. Alright, I mean, everything's going real nicely. You're already dead. You're taking 14. We don't care unless we do. Which is an obvious statement. But what I mean by that is... you dying doesn't matter. We'll bring you back. Or we won't. 49 twice will kill you. We get +1 magic power. We love the incant triggers. Would we rather kill you to keep the Vine Mother alive? I mean, it does... It saves an energy, so I can see the usefulness there, and you really need some kind of regen in the future here. So we managed the start of this fight extremely well. I'm feeling real nice about that. Real nicely about that. Again, the minimum damage you take here, if you could take the minimum damage, it would be nice. I think we'll play this because this Titan's Tooth has frozen regardless, and then this is just... I mean, you're bringing this on yourself. You did have spell weakness that we took off of you, and I guess that doesn't really do much for us, but... oh, that heal is huge. Oh, my lord. Alright, final wave. This floor, honestly, is not that important. So the fact that it looks great is lovely. It's a little slow. This is not a good Hell Rush build. Like, our next floor is supposed to be the money maker. But, you know, if this floor kills you, even better. Alright, dude, nobody's more surprised than me. We pulled ourselves out of the quicksand. And our Mollusk Mage just aided in a kill there, which is hilarious. But, Channel Song is worth taking to try to get it to hit Dante, or even if it hits our Animus all of a sudden becomes useful. We don't have huge energy problems. Capacity is a much bigger issue. We need Pyre health, because we don't have too many other opportunities to get it. Now, admittedly, there is a unit upgrade after this? Yeah, I think we'd rather get that one. We'll start early with the Pyre health. And then I'll tell you, for removal, we still do not like Frozen Lance, but it does yeet itself out of existence. Yeah, okay, I think the Train Stewards now clearly have no place here. For Duplicate, a duplicated Dante is admittedly interesting, but I think it screws up our floor. It's better than interesting. It's elite. But with Dante not yet being at his full capacity of power, I think it benefits us to think about something else, probably a spell. And I don't know what it would be. I know you're looking at maybe Titan's Tooth. Some of you might be looking at Sting. I don't think Sting is a bad choice. I think your Helical Crystals could crush. You know, actually, believe it or not, he's going to do Glimmer. No, I'm not. I'm going to do Ice Storm, which I think does really nicely for us. And then this is an interesting choice. More spell weakness or more frostbite. But more spell weakness does mean slightly more health, which can matter when we're going up against some sweeping units. But I think in general, we like the 20 frostbite instead of 2 spell weakness. Now these, absolutely not, for the record. Do we turn that on? These guys do have Ember Drain and Sweep. This is where we get crushed in a lot of circumstances, so we gotta be mighty careful. Gotta hate these guys, is really like the way I think about this. So, I hate to say it because it's going to crush our ability to have energy. But we really do like having this incant floor down here. We're going to lose 2 energy out of it, but the incant floor is killer, dude. We're going to have almost no energy next turn. So I think we do like this setup, but we need to draw a tank. In fact, we don't even need to draw a tank because you're just gonna die. We still want the tank, don't get me wrong. We're gonna lose 2 energy next turn. You have to play Dante. He's like a win condition, without a doubt. Everything else is very secondary. Doesn't matter what you drop here. 57. So if I hit you for 39, but you'll also have 20 frostbite. I think it matters more. Oh, even better. So we've stopped the bleeding on Ember Drain. Kind of. 2 Dante's Candles is a real kick in the teeth. But I think on this floor... like, it's a good Helical Crystals. We gotta stop you, though, otherwise our champion is just gonna die. But how are we gonna stop you? You know, stop you how? God, I hate Ember Drain, dude. So let's accept right off the bat, our Pyre is taking the hits. This really doesn't do that much for us. So I think we're letting you get by. Yeah, I can live with it. Admittedly, the restore will keep our champion alive, which is probably something we'd think about. So I actually think that our weirdo turn looks a little bit like this. And keeping our champion alive is just of the utmost importance. How much damage do? You do 90 damage. You're going to have 60, which is actually... Well, let me rephrase. So you're going to be at 88. So we got you no matter what. So we don't need to put any sauce on you. Instead, we could put some sauce on you, which will also make you a little easier to kill in the future. Although still extremely annoying. Alright, Channel Song does have 2 units available. It's Vine Mother and Mollusk Mage. Exactly what you want to hit in all circumstances. No matter what, you're gonna hit. Like, we can't stop that. But if we could keep you from living for an extra turn, that would be worth something. So I think, like, you start here, even though it might seem... Well, you start here, even though it might seem a little funky. The heal's worth a decent amount. And we got draw out of it. And then we can hit you. And then, this isn't gonna kill you, but it's gonna be pretty sick. You'll die before you can make it up one more floor. It's another Ember Drain unit at the back, which is truly awful. But I think you kind of just treat it like business as usual is a weird way to talk about it, but keeping our champion alive is more important than anything else right now. So with 57 down and Frostbite, you will die to Dante, who does not need our help right now. However, a Mollusk Mage at the back here into something like that doesn't do anything except cost us 1 energy next turn. But it felt right, which is dangerous. Okay, this is a bigger floor. This is good. We got an offering token, Titan's Tooth ya. Get out of here. Okay, now we're doing some considerable damage. I think right after that, again, you accept this, though it pains me a great deal. Helical Crystals will give 93. This does 94. It'll take you out, which makes you easier to take out. And then you're done, right? Yeah, you're done. Get him. And then we might as well get an incant. We've done pretty well, I think. This will be interesting, though. So every time you get damaged, you get +1. And we're only doing 165, which is pretty bad. And we only have 2 HP, which is pretty bad. Or 2 energy, I should say. So do you Channel Song your Vine Mother? I bizarrely think that right now the answer to that question is yes. And then you're just gonna play the Vine Mother up here. Though it may seem strange, we just want your resolution. You get out there, and then you're going to take some hits, which is really good for us stacking Frostbite on our champion. But the real moneymaker is we can then play you in front of Dante after that, because you're endless anyway. So I think we like Glimmer still regardless. It's decent damage, and we also get draw. And the draw was pretty good. And this has got to be worth it. Like, even though he gets stronger, we are moving the needle a little bit. You're only moving the needle by like 7. However, it's 7 on top of the 30-something damage that the stings are doing. Alright, so this is a big floor. Arguably the biggest. He's taken 288, which is very low. It's also the first time in 10 years we've had HP. So, I think you do 31 damage, which is horrible. Really, the danger, I think, is hitting you 9 times. And then having you wipe this unit in a single hit, but I don't really know how else we can get around it. I would think maybe It doesn't matter. I mean, you're not living through a hit. So, like, yeah, okay. Alright, so I think, sadly, you do just play these. 288. We're going to try to keep you under 40. This will put you over 40. Any chance of us drawing offering token? No. So I think you just play the Titan's Tooth. I feel like the Frostbite may be relevant. And the thing is, it's going to be leaving with a decent amount of Frostbite on him. So it's really just like a stall play. The longer we can... We did draw offering token. That's hilarious. The longer we can stall you, the better. And in many ways, we're actually like kind of free. Because you're already killing every unit in one hit. So, like, what do we care about making you stronger? The answer is we don't, really. I almost don't believe it, but look at that. We've done it. Alright, alright. Dazed 1 is really useful, dude. Armor 1 is useful, but less useful. Dazed 1, I think, is where we want to be. Because we're going to have to deal with Ember Drain again. This guy does make us consume our spells as well, which is truly horrible. So we really need Dante to get stronger. And Quick is pretty good. Quick is pretty good on Dante. But he's already got a tank in front of him. So I think he goes straight for the reroll. Oh my god, are you going to give him 2 large stones? I think you can... Oh, but... You know, we can make it work. We can play Dante. We can still have the Animus in front. And now he's a 3390 that attacks 5 times. So he's actually doing 165 damage every turn that he lives long enough to attack. Now, you are horrible, but at least you got something going for you now. We weren't going to buy a relic. I'm just gonna tell you that straight up. I still think our restores are pretty good. I really don't know if there's anything we want to remove. I almost... There's no way that can be correct, because our deck is too fat, but... No, I really don't think we can handle 2 Dantes. I don't think we want another Dante's Candle either. So we duplicated Ice Storm last time. I still think it was very nice for us. I think, honestly, I could get down with a 3rd Ice Storm, I think. We haven't collected all of our rewards. Okay, so now we can see all the cool stuff that we could have gotten. If we had any money, but we don't. So our first spell is going to consume every time. We can afford to consume Sting once we get Vine Mother out. We can definitely afford to consume Channel Song. Which we did not draw, but that's life. You're dead? What the heck happened there? Alright, well, you know you're getting glimmered. There is a temptation to play Dante on the bottom here. But he's been doing good for us on the top. But if he's so good, wouldn't we rather have him on the bottom? Where he can live, because nobody's doing that much damage here. This is like, everybody's like, please God, why are you messing with this run that you already had set up? Never tell me the odds, dude. I mean, this is like a really great start. But we need... Ideally, we'd like to have Vine Mother in front of Dante. Dante is at 8 multi-strike? I thought we only had 5. Let me be the first to tell you. That's sick. So we're going to put fake Dante up 1 more floor. I don't really care to draw. Although the regen is worth 1, so... Oh, we've already drawn. Even better. And we got the trigger for the heal there, so that's lovely. Alright, so... We need you to die. We'll put the Vine Mother down here, which is exactly what we wanted to begin with. Oh, we should have... Well, it didn't matter, actually. Now, you... Yeah, it's fair to say we don't really have a spot for you anymore. Welcome to your new Encant floor. This is Frostbite City. You have to go. You might as well get healed. really do want to play you up here. But that does a lot for us as well. We can now channel song that unit in the future. So I was going to say it's not all bad, but that's not even fair to say. What the reality is pretty much all good. So you guys are all dying anyway. The downside is you're doing 5 damage to Dante. Oh no. That's me making a joke, because it's not really that bad. Alright. Well, let's start with the obvious. I think we still do like this an awful lot. And then you're taking 10. Really just like to get these out here, and we might as well play that. We get the magic power trigger. We don't really care if Vine Mother dies. But if we can keep it alive, it just kind of makes sense. Especially if we can keep Dante alive in the process. I think Channel Song is a big bop here. And you really want this on your Rage floor, just for the synergy, even though that's not necessarily super relevant right now. So, are we going to accept a Vine Mother death? There's not really much we can do about that. That one's pretty much ordained. We could put a Mollusk Mage in front of Dante. I would perhaps posit that that's the worst idea ever made. But now that I think about it, I'm like, dude, what am I going to put in front of Dante now? You can't put anything in front of Dante, so now you got to find a way to keep Dante alive. How the heck do you see that one coming? It's a good point. And I'll tell you, I don't really care about our Pyre at this point. I think we'd rather get heavy in cants. Like, really, keeping Dante alive is how we win. So, finding a way to put some HP on him, all of a sudden I'm like, man, I really wish he had quick. But killing the enemies and putting HP on him is worth a lot. Nothing to worry about up here. Everything's going super well, dude. You might as well. We're going to keep you as lit as possible up here. And I don't know, dude. I mean, I like putting the Frostbite on you, don't get me wrong, but Vine Mother giving us the Sting spell. I know, we messed with our plan here, don't get me wrong, but... Really? It's alright. Dante, he's resilient. He's resilient. Oh, first spell consumes, so you always want to get rid of a Sting first. There you go. What you definitely do not want to do is get rid of focus growth, which is keeping you in the money in a huge way. You know what? We accept it. We accept the Pyre damage. Nobody's making it unless they're killing it. So for right now, I feel like we might as well. By the way, can I say a huge thank you for no Ember Drain units? By the way, as well, for the second, by the way, our Sting spells are what's allowing us to draw Awake as fast as possible. So I'm, really, I couldn't be happier to see how they're doing for us here. And you're already dead. We're taking 10, which is like extreme big whoop territory. Look at that. We saved our Pyre a little bit. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Final wave already. All right. We don't want Dante up at the front, but it is what it is. So we want to remove this. That's a good start. All these other waves are going to be spicy too. Don't sweat it too much. Get your spell power, okay? Definitely we do want to daze you for a turn. So we want to save one. 646. Oh, baby. Now we're talking. This is really good, too. But this is, like, 300 damage up, I think. Oh! Dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I think we're doing it, dude. I think we're doing it, dude. Dude, I think we're going to do it. Alright, now this floor is all about this Pyre damage. Or the Frostbite damage. That's what I meant to say. Dude, we got days again? Dude, we got freaking days again, dude. Oh my. Alright. Now our completely impotent incant floor that I put up here for no reason, guess what? You just got the friggin' job done. You just got the friggin' job done. You love to see it. Oh, no. Oh, no, dude. You're, like, freaking dead or whatever. Look at that. This one was spotty the whole way up. This might be my favorite win, though, because we made, like, mixed-use Stygian Guard synergy work, dude. I know I've said dude 100 times. Sorry, I can't stop. That's a huge win. The most difficult win we've had so far, perhaps. And we stuck to our game plan and really, like, got it done. Didn't do a lot of trials, but some more gold cards. We drew more cards than we've ever drawn before. And look at that. Moving slightly up. We tied Emerson. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, please do subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!